I once believed family was like a flame, steady, comforting, something you could always draw close to. But what happens when that flame turns wild and scorches you instead? When the very people you'd sacrifice everything for twist your loyalty into a weapon? My name is Sarah, and I learned the answer the day my own blood tried to strip my life away. The kitchen table at my aunt's place was scarred and battered, like it had survived decades of fights long before mine. I sat gripping a chipped mug, the coffee inside cold, the silence pressing down, thick with demands nobody wanted to say out loud. My cousin Leah flicked at her vape pen, eyes deliberately avoiding mine. Uncle Marcus leaned back, fingers tapping a nervous beat. My sister Claire busied herself at the sink, pretending the dishes needed scrubbing. At the head of the table, Aunt Vivian watched me like a hawk circling prey. Her voice broke the tension, smooth and cutting. Sarah, it's time you step up. A third of your paycheck goes to the family fund. A third. I'd already given years of my life to endless 12-hour days at a marketing firm, my nights eaten by deadlines, my sleep haunted by unpaid invoices. And now they wanted to carve me up like I was some resource they had a right to harvest. I searched their faces for a trace of doubt, someone to say this was too much. Leah smirked like it was entertainment. Marcus coughed, eyes glued to the table. Claire scrubbed harder. Vivian just waited, lips pressed, certain I'd bend. I'd always been the fixer. At 21, I worked weekends at a call center to cover Claire's tuition when her loans fell short. When Marcus' business collapsed, I paid his rent for half a year without asking anything back. Leah's rehab? My savings kept her there when insurance pulled out. They called me their anchor, their lifeline. I mistook their gratitude for love. But that night, the illusion cracked. Every thank you I'd ever swallowed was just another thread in the net they'd been weaving around me. Driving home, the city lights blurred across my windshield, neon streaks screaming warnings. My phone buzzed. A message from Vivian. This is how we hold together, Sarah. Don't let us down. But I was already breaking, stretched so thin I could barely recognize myself. A week later, I walked back into that same kitchen. Same faces. Same trap. Vivian opened, her tone rehearsed. We all contribute. You've got the good job. Now it's your turn. My turn. The words snapped something inside me. Was it my turn when I paid Claire's tuition? Marcus' rent? Leah's rehab? The room froze. Claire went still, sponge in hand. Marcus' fingers stopped drumming. Leah let out a sharp, bitter laugh. You're the golden goose, Sarah. Why complain? Heat pulsed in my veins. I leaned forward. And what do you give? Any of you? Vivian's eyes narrowed, her smile still plastered on. You owe us, she said. We're family. That's when it hit me. They didn't see me as Sarah. Not their sister, their niece. Just a machine built to keep them afloat. It was a Tuesday when my phone rang with an unknown number. I was buried in spreadsheets when the voice cut in. Miss Bennett, this is Rachel from Coastal Credit Union. Someone attempted to move $6,000 from your savings into an account called Bennett Family Fund. They used your social security number. Did you authorize this? My chest locked. Coffee went cold in my hand. I hadn't approved anything. But I didn't need to ask who had. Claire had my SSN from years ago, when we shared a lease. Shaking, I logged into my banking app. There it was in black and white. Bennett Family Fund. No shame. No attempt to hide. That night, I sat surrounded by scattered papers, bank statements, old bills, every receipt of the sacrifices I'd made. I called Ethan, a coworker who'd seen me unraveling. Sarah, he said firmly. This isn't family. This is theft. Lock down your accounts. Call a lawyer now. So I did. New passwords, fraud alerts, and a meeting with an attorney named Karen. 3 days later, a package showed up at my door. A manila envelope, my name scrawled across it in bold ink. Inside was a contract demanding 35% of my income for the family fund. My signature was at the bottom. Except it wasn't mine. The handwriting was too sharp, the flourish too dramatic. Vivian's. She'd forged it, counting on me to stay silent. In Karen's office, the forged document lay between us. She didn't hesitate. "This is fraud," she said, her tone final. "With this, you can end it." That night, I filed a police report, my voice steady as I named them: Vivian, Claire, Marcus. My own family. Every word the officer wrote down was another cut, but I didn't waver. Days later, I heard they'd been questioned. Claire texted me, panicked. "Sarah, I swear I didn't mean for it to go this far." But she had. They all had. I used to think family was a fire meant to warm you. Mine was an inferno designed to consume me. So I walked away, not because I stopped loving them, but because I finally chose to love myself. Have you ever had to burn a bridge just to save your own life? Tell me in the comments. And if this story struck a nerve, hit that like button. It's the shield I carry now.